So we're seeing this huge wave of AI investment, right? Billions
Mm.
just pouring in. And the headlines, they're all about transformation.
Absolutely. But, behind the headlines, there's another story. A lot of these AI projects, they kind of, well, they don't actually deliver what was promised.
Exactly. They missed the mark, the ROI.
Yeah.
It just doesn't show up. And maybe you're listening, trying to, get a handle on this, or maybe you're leading a team and thinking, how do we make sure our AI stuff actually pays off?
That's the big question, isn't it? So much potential, so much money, but then fizzle. So our mission today, for everyone tuned in, is to really unpack why. Why do these sophisticated projects often just fail to stick?
And we're going to try and pinpoint that key ingredient, the one that often gets missed, that's really needed for sustainable success.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, it's about more than just the algorithms.
Definitely. So, to guide us, we got a couple of really interesting sources. First up, a PDF. AllyAllez is the operating system for AI transformation. Sounds pretty comprehensive.
hmm It seems to get into the real organizational nuts and bolts.
And then there's a YouTube video transcript, the monetary value of change management in AI implementation.
Right, so that one's focusing squarely on the money side, but specifically how the people aspect impacts the finances.
Exactly. So let's put these together and really figure out why so many AI dreams aren't quite becoming reality.
Okay, let's dive in. The starting point has to be this problem. The surprisingly high failure rate of these AI projects. The numbers are pretty stark when you look at our sources.
They really are. That AllyAllez PDFs, it says 70%, 70% of AI projects don't achieve a sustainable ROI. I mean, think about that. More than 2 out of 3.
Wow. And then the YouTube transcript adds another layer suggesting it could be up to 80% failing just because people don't accept or use them.
80%. So 4 out of 5 projects potentially hitting a wall simply because of the human element.
Which really makes you ask why? What's going on there? And our sources point to a few interconnected reasons. A big one, like you said, from the YouTube transcript, is that lack of acceptance, that failure to really weave the AI into how people work every day.
Yeah, the transcript really stressed that the actual value, the real benefit, only gets unlocked when people adopt it, when they use it consistently.
It sounds almost obvious, doesn't it? But it clearly gets missed. You can have the most brilliant AI,
But if the team doesn't get it, or if they're scared of it, or just resist it,
then it's basically useless, right? That symphony analogy from the transcript was spot on. Just handing out instruments doesn't make music. You need people who know how to play, how to work together.
good point. It highlights that shift needed, away from just focusing on the tech itself, towards the service, the user, the human interaction.
And AllyAllez adds another piece, these high transaction costs, basically friction, wasted effort because rules aren't clear or systems that don't talk to each other properly. All that adds up, drives up costs, and slows things down.
Right, like a messy handoff in a relay race, constant fumbles. And related to that, maybe not explicit, but definitely implied, is this idea of psychological safety.
Ah, yes. Like Amy Edmondson's work, feeling safe to try things out.
Exactly. If people are scared, they'll be blamed for mistakes when trying out new AI. They just won't. They'll play it safe. And that kills experimentation.
For sure. Fear is the enemy of learning, especially with something new like AI. And both sources also hit on this missing service perspective,
Mhm.
meaning the focus is too much on the tech, the cool algorithms, the infrastructure, and not enough on how it actually improves the service for the end user. What's the actual benefit for them? The YouTube transcript used that German term, Nutzeffekt.
Moots effect. User benefit. Yeah, that makes sense. If I, as a customer or employee, don't see how this AI thing makes my life better or easier, why would I want it? It just feels like more work, another complicated system.
Precisely. And then there's the issue, mentioned in some background research, of these fragmented AI landscapes, lots of little pilot projects popping up everywhere.
But no connection, no overall plan, like random instruments scattered around instead of an orchestra.
Exactly. And often disconnected from the main business goals or how services are actually delivered day to day. It's like adding a gadget to a car without checking if it fits or helps you drive better.
Okay. And for bigger companies, especially in regulated fields, AllyAllez points out compliance risks too, right? Data protection, ethics. That adds another layer of complexity.
Definitely. Navigating all that is a challenge in itself.
All right, so we've got a pretty clear picture of the hurdles. Technology obsession, human resistance, messy organization, lack of strategy, compliance worries. So what's the pivot? What do AllyAllez and the YouTube transcript say is the key to flipping this script?
The message comes through loud and clear from both. You have to put people first. The YouTube transcript is really strong on this. The value of AI only shows up when people actually use it effectively in their jobs.
It's not enough for the tech to just exist. It needs adoption,
Yeah.
integration.
Bingo. And that's where change management becomes absolutely critical. Both sources frame it not as some, nice to have extra.
But as essential.
Yeah,
The bridge between the tech and the people.
exactly. It's recognizing that putting AI in place isn't just a technical project, it's an organizational transformation. The YouTube transcript talks about organizational development, making sure goals are clear, people understand the impact on their roles. That helps build emotional buy-in.
Right. It's not just the what, but the why and the what's in it for them.
Yeah.
Understanding and feeling okay about it. If people see the benefits, see how it helps them, they're way more likely to engage.
And good change management, as the transcript points out, tackles that resistance head-on by involving people early, listening to their worries, making them partners in the change.
Creating that sense of ownership. Okay, so this people-first change management approach,
Yeah.
how does it actually hit the bottom line? The ROI.
Well, the YouTube transcript draws a really direct line. User acceptance drives the financial benefits. When people use the AI effectively, that's when you see the revenue growth, maybe from better customer stuff or the cost savings from smoother processes.
And they put numbers on it.
Yeah, they mentioned potential for like 15–20% revenue growth linked to successful AI adoption.
Wow. Okay, that's significant.
Yeah.
And they mentioned CMROI, change management ROI.
It's basically trying to measure how much of the project's total financial gain comes specifically from getting that adoption piece right, thanks to good change management. How much value is unlocked because people are actually using the system well.
And the numbers there are.
Pretty startling, right?
They really are. The transcript compares projects. Hardware might see, say, 12% of its ROI linked to change management. Process changes, maybe 75%. But for AI projects,
It's much higher.
potentially up to 85%. 85% of the ROI, depending on the people side. It just screams that investing in change management for AI isn't optional. It's a financial necessity. 85%.
Yeah.
It really drives it home. It's not a soft cost. It's fundamental to getting the hard results.
Absolutely. And beyond just the direct ROI, there are wider strategic wins. The YouTube transcript suggests good change management helps build a more innovative culture overall.
Makes sense. People get more comfortable with change generally.
And it also helps manage those tricky areas like ethics and data protection proactively, right? Building it into the process.
Yeah, you can't just bolt that on at the end.
No way. Change management provides that structure to think about it from the start.
Okay, now both sources mention this LENI framework, L-E-N-I. Can you break that down for us?
Sure. LNI stands for Learn, Engage, Navigate, Innovate. It's positioned as the structured model for ethical AI transformation. Focuses on structure, service, and acceptance.
And it has specific roles, too.
Yeah, 4 key ones. AI sponsor, AI integrator, AI user, and AI advocate.
Okay, walk us through the phases. Learn first.
Right. Learn is foundational. Building the knowledge, the understanding of the AI, what it can do, how it impacts things, getting everyone on a baseline level championed by the AI sponsor.
Can't use what you don't understand.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Then engage.
Engage is bringing people in the future AI users, getting feedback early, addressing concerns, building that buy-in. AI advocates help promote it here. It's that partnership idea again.
Ties right back to the people-centric approach. Okay, after engage.
Navigate. This is the responsible part. Managing ethics, governance, risks, setting up the guardrails, ensuring it's deployed safely and ethically. Often overseen by the AI integrator.
Crucial step. And finally, innovate.
Innovate is where you apply the AI strategically, using it to create real value, improve things, foster that culture of continuous improvement, driven by the AI sponsor. So learn the basics, engage the people, navigate the risks, innovate for value.
That sounds like a really solid roadmap. Defines roles, covers ethics. Now, AllyAllez also talked about Servuktion and the Lambda model. What's that about? Sounds a bit academic.
Maybe the name is, but the concept is practical. Servuktion, underpinned by this Lambda model, basically shifts the focus. Instead of AI just being about automation, it's about enabling better service delivery. The spotlight is on the service itself and the benefit that lets affect, again, for the person receiving the service. The Lambda model helps map out those service interactions.
So less about internal efficiency, more about the user's outcome and experience.
Exactly. Is the customer happier? Is the employee's task actually easier and more effective? That's the measure. It's about designing from the user's desired outcome backwards, not just optimizing what you already do.
Got it. That user benefit nuts effect is the North Star. And to make sure this actually happens, both sources mention the AI business partner role.
Yes, a really crucial connector role. The AI business partner gets involved early. They make sure the AI project is solving a real problem, that users are genuinely involved, and that it all lines up with the bigger business strategy.
So they translate between tech, users, and strategy.
Pretty much. They speak all three languages and make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
Helps avoid building tech that nobody wants or that doesn't actually help the business.
That makes a ton of sense. So this focus on Nuts Effect and having this AI business partner, it changes how you approach things, right?
Definitely. Success metrics change. It's about user value, not just speed. Service design starts with the user's goal, and teams need to be structured differently, more collaboratively around delivering that service.
The YouTube transcript also threw in co-creation.
Yeah, basically involving customers or users directly in designing the service. AI can help gather feedback, personalize things. Think like Lego ideas where fans submit designs. It's about tapping into user creativity.
Okay, and connecting this all back. We talked transaction costs, like Kosa's ideas.
Right. Clear roles like the AI business partner, clear processes like Servuktion helps map out good communication fueled by change management.
Yeah.
It all reduces that internal friction, those transaction costs.
And psychological safety, Edmondson's work.
Crucial. People need to feel safe to try the AI, maybe stumble a bit. AllyAllez's role clarity in LENI helps here. Less ambiguity means less fear of blame.
And that Euro analogy from the layer material, AI needing a common framework.
Yeah, the idea is Servuktion or something like it acts as that common currency or operating system. It stops AI efforts being fragmented, isolated currencies that can't work together or scale properly, creates consistency.
And this isn't just theoretical. The research confirmed these problems, like fragmentation and low acceptance, are real in places like Germany, Austria, Switzerland.
Exactly. Across various sectors, public admin, healthcare, finance, the DACH region faces these specific hurdles. And approaches like AllyAllez are designed to directly tackle those pain points.
Okay, for listeners wanting to skill up here, especially on the change management side for AI, any specific certifications or resources?
Yeah, definitely. Prowse has AI-focused change management programs, but also the established ones like Cotter, ACMPs, CCMP, the CMI certifications. Their principles are totally applicable. And ethical frameworks like Asserted DOIT are important too. It all points to needing a structured, people-focused approach.
Right. So let's wrap this up. The big takeaway from our deep dive today seems crystal clear. If you want AI to actually deliver, the biggest investment shouldn't just be in the tech itself, but in your people and the organizational change needed to support it. Change management isn't fluff, it's fundamental to ROI.
Absolutely. Technology alone just isn't enough. It's the human adoption and use that unlocks the value.
So maybe final thought for everyone listening. What's one small, practical step you could take, maybe even this week, to get future AI users more involved in the planning or design process in your organization?
Because ultimately, AI success really does hang on getting that human element right.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks everyone for joining us on this deep dive. Definitely check out things like the LENI Framework, Servuktion, and those change management resources if this sparks your interest. It really is about making sure this powerful technology works for people.
Working together towards that future. Thanks for tuning in.